We are live. Good evening, everybody. We're here to talk about what the actual fuck happened in Iran yesterday. All right. So I'm going to give you the TLDR and then I guess I can go into details. The TLDR is we don't really know what happened in Iran yesterday, but a lot of American airplanes got burnt the fuck to the ground. So we don't really know all the details. There's a lot of stories out there. And it's weird because, like, by 24 hours later, I usually, on one of these big events, I usually have weeded through the lies and the fakes and the propaganda to figure out what actually the fuck happened. But as of right now, at like 8 p.m. on Easter in the Pacific Coast area zones, we don't actually know what happened yesterday. All we know is that it's really bad and it had Trump spewing retarded bullshit all over his truth tweet. And so, like, he was batshit crazy today. Let me just read this out loud. Also, if you go to my description, my link to my old people Facebook page is in there, and you can see my feed. And my Facebook feed is just newsy stuff. Okay, I don't put it's all just newsy stuff. All right. So if you want to see daily updates on what I'm looking going down in the world, just go to my Facebook and you can see all the crazy news I'm seeing. Um, and well, I put some cutesy stuff in there sometimes, like the little Iranian girl asking for the IRGC to bomb Israel with a pink missile. It's adorable. You want to hear it? Oh, ain't that just adorable? Uh, yeah. Okay. Here it is. This was Trump early in the morning, this morning, from a padded room in Walter Reed, which we assume that Trump is locked up in a mental room right now at Walter Reed Hospital, except apparently he hid a smartphone in his asshole and he's been still crazy tweeting out today. Um, Said Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the fucking straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump. That was his tweet this morning. So I assume he's tweeting that from a rubber room in Walter Reed and that he has an iPhone that he hid in his asshole when he got processed in and they didn't find it because no one wants to look in Trump's asshole for the iPhone he's smuggling into the insane asylum he's being involuntarily put into. Anyways, it would be nice if he was involuntarily committed to a mental institute with padded walls, because that's where he needs to be. Unfortunately, that's probably just a wet dream of mine, and he's probably nowhere in that situation. Anyways, so yesterday, like I said, the TLDR is we really don't know because America be lying and the motherfucking Iranians are holding their cards close to their chest. You see, they don't, they're strategic and they're not bragging about all the Americans they slaughtered and burned and blew up yesterday. So We don't know what actually went down, but what we can know is what's been published with video proofs and stuff like that. And what we do have is an F-15 was shot down in Isfahan, Iran yesterday sometime, and the pilots both ejected. And then the Americans sent, I'm not sure what they sent. They sent a lot of special forces in to Isfahan to extract the two pilots because one of the pilots, the weapons officer, apparently is like a full bird colonel. So he's a high ranking dude, which would have a lot of information that the Iranians would like to torture out of him with like lobster and steak dinners with some perfectly roasted red potatoes with some herbs and some oil and maybe the hey Blondie. But before this F-15 killed a lot of them have been shot down. Yeah, a lot, Oh, a lot of F-15s. There have been 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. I think 7 F-15s have been um, shot down so far. It could be more, but I'm pretty sure it's at least 7. And there's been a couple of F-35s, 2 or 3 of those. Hard to tell. One of them or 2 of them were Israeli F-35s, and that's just the one shot down. It hasn't been confirmed with satellite pictures or anything yet, but the rumor has it that all those missile strikes Iran is doing on Israel like every single day now. Well, it's rumored that one of the targets is the air bases for the Israeli F-35s, and the rumor is that over the days of this war, Iran's destroyed like 40% of Israel's F-35 fleet. So that's a rumor going around out there. But anyways, back to this Isfahan stuff. So we sent in rescue crews, like a lot of rescue special forces that are trained for this exact scenario. Anyways, all of their shit got shot up. Like 2 big ass airplanes full of probably equipment. That was the mixed stories. Some say it was C-130s, and other people that say it was like the C-100 something or another. I'm not an airplane person, but they were some big ass cargo looking planes. Okay. And we do know they had at least one refueling air tanker flying with the fighter jets and the helicopters. Right. So, because there's videos of from the Iranian side of the choppers getting fueled in the air from one of those big ass air tankers. So, anyways, we know at least one of those was involved. Anyways, we also got video of at least one of the choppers getting shot up and smoke coming out of the chopper, and then it flies over the hill, and that's all we know from it. We have videos from the Iranian tribes. I think they call themselves a tribe. Anyways, the locals in Isfahan, like grandpa, little grandpa, this dude is a veteran of the Iraq-Iran war. So, anyways, he had his fucking military rifle and shit from back in the day. And like he saw the choppers flying around and he was gonna like start shooting at them. He's like, no, what if those are friendlies? What if like it's our dudes flying around, right? Because it's actually a smart grandpa. And I know all this because I watched the interview um, of the dude that was shooting at the choppers. So, anyways, grandpa there getting interviewed. And so his kids and his wife are like, shoot that motherfucker. And he's like, wait, we got to call headquarters. And he called the Besiege, his local Besiege branch, which is Besiege, is the all volunteer military, I do believe, in Iran. So, anyways, They're like IRGC adjacent. He called Besiege and said, I saw two choppers. Do we have any friendlies in the area? And the Besiege commander was like, there's no friendlies. Go shoot those motherfuckers. So Grandpa runs out and he's like, oh, old man fucking army, like maneuvering. And he was talking about how he left his home and moved to a position away from his home. Yeah, exactly. Based grandpa, man. And because if he got return fire from the Americans, he didn't want the Americans shooting up his fucking kid and his wife and his house and all that shit, right? So he moved out to the field somewhere, probably behind a wall or some shit. And grandpa opened fire on one of the choppers and apparently hit it. And then he got interviewed on Iranian TV like this morning. So, anyways, we got videos of the smoking chopper, videos with the dude that supposedly shot the chopper. We also know that the IRGC moved special forces in the area and set up an ambush because here's the thing: the IRGC, the officers, dudes, like all the Iranians you see talking on TV, like Aragachi and their parliament speaker and everybody and the skateboarder dude, they're like they all speak multiple languages and they all have like PhDs and they're published in academic journals and shit. So they're all like scientists and doctors and engineers and scholars of Western philosophy and shit like that. Like these dudes have wrote scholarly papers on like Enlightenment philosophers like Kant and stuff like that. So, anyways, they're really smart dudes. They're all highly educated and they've had decades of studying the American military and thinking up plots on how to fuck up the American military. And one of these plots is like they know that when America loses pilots, they send in the special forces to retrieve the pilots. Just a new type. No, we are not pro anything. I'm doing unbiased reporting. I'm definitely not pro anything in America. American government is a Epstein cesspool. I'm not on any government official stuff. Just no. No, not at all. So yeah, hope that answers that question. Also, yeah, doctor, exactly. From the UK. Yeah. I don't know where they get their degrees from, but yeah, they studied in Western Ivy League colleges and universities and shit. So they're smart people. And 60% of the nuclear scientists in Iran are women. Like 60% of all of their engineers and weapons smart people are women. And it's the women of Iran that have designed and build these missiles that are fucking up all of Israel and all of America and everything in the neighborhood, like just whooping the shit out of everybody in town. It's like the women of Iran designed and invented and built these fucking missiles. For real. The dudes are just the ones out there doing the fighting because, they believe in traditional family values, where the women stay at home and make missiles and the men go out and fight. Okay. I'm just telling you that's Iranian culture. You can like it or not like it, but that's how they do things. And it seems to be working pretty good for them right now. Anyway, sorry for wandering off on that side story. Um, I heard the stupid layout on the phone with StreamYards hides the last comment, so I couldn't help. Yeah, exactly. I put that up on the screen, then I can see it. Yeah, the big special. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm always special in the other way. Oh, let me put that up there so we're killing it. Well, yeah, the Iraq, that's ancient history at this point. But yeah, that's because we were funding both sides, and we American CIA pitted Iraq against Iran and promoted that little 8-year war. But yeah, that was us too. I'm pretty sure we gave Saddam all the mustard gas and illegal chemical weapons that he used on the 8-year war too. Pretty sure we gave him that shit. Not positive, but pretty sure. So, anyways, yeah. So they got these C-130s. There was four. I forget. They're tiny, tiny special forces choppers. It's like they're tiny and they can be um, assembled on the deck of a ship, like not necessarily an aircraft carrier, but like any ship with a helipad, and it's boxed up and literally taken apart and put into boxes and shit. Yeah, whatever you want to call those choppers, those little thingies, the Black Ops choppers, right? And so four of those got destroyed with the C-130s, and so that means with the four choppers that got burnt down, and that's on top of the two Blackhawks that got shot down. Yeah, the UH-9, exactly. Those little thingies. So you figure each of those choppers, since they're for American Special Forces, probably carries one squad because they're tiny. There's like a picture on my Facebook page where the dudes are hanging on the side and shit. But so, yeah. And so four of those got burnt down. So we can assume an entire full Special Forces platoon was sent into Iran for the rescue mission, on top of the whatever was in the C-130s and the Blackhawks. All right. So there's that. A lot of people got sent in there, is the point I'm trying to make. Like 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like just off the top of my head, there's like 10 aircraft involved. And oh yeah, that's why my numbers was off a bit. And then there was multiple Reaper drones involved and some cruise missiles. They say two cruise missiles. America fired two cruise missiles at that area during the rescue operation, but those got intercepted, just so you know. There was pictures of the missile debris, so that's not like some made up shit. That's like documented, um, video documented of the cruise missiles that got intercepted. Okay, so that's what we know. Now here's where we stop knowing fuck all. We don't know fuck all because Trump and Pitt, Keg's Breath, and CENTCOM are making up fake ass fucking stories, which we'll get to. Um, and then the Iranians aren't saying shit. There've been, it's nothing from nothing. The only thing we know for sure is that the two C-130s got burnt to the ground while they were on the ground, not like shot down. They landed from getting shot and fucked up, but they were able to land. And then something while they were on the ground, they got blown up and burnt down. At least the C-130s, and one of the UH-9s is also in the picture. So there's that. And here's where the conflicting story. So on the America side with CENTCOM and dumbass Trump and all the lying motherfuckers of our government, told us that it was a successful rescue operation and they retrieved all personnel and there was no deaths, no KIAs. Alrighty, that's the American story. And they also claim that the special forces blew up the airplanes that were stuck on the ground because of protecting top secret government American technology. Was the story from CENTCOM and the crazy Trump bullshit machine. All right. Um, from the Iranian side, like I said, there's no like official government statement. They're just letting everybody make up stories and and they're not really commenting on it. They just said they fucked up a lot of our shit, right? So from the Iranian side, they say it was an ambush by IRGC special forces, and instead of trying to capture the F-15 pilots, they set up ambushes because of American doctrine, and they just waited for our military to send in all of the airborne special forces people because of the search teams, and they ambushed it and they shot up all the aircraft and killed everybody. So, sand trap, booby trap, yeah. So their story is that they blew up, shot down all the aircraft, then blew them up on the ground and killed all the Americans that were there. Okay. Basically, that's what they're saying. And that there's no prisoners. Or they haven't really said if there's prisoners or not. Like I said, this is all just stories Iranian news analysts, speculators are saying. The Iranian government, IRGC, hasn't put out a statement. They've listed like American losses where they listed the 2 C-130s, the 4 UH-9s, the 2 cruise missiles, a couple of Reapers, the F-15, and 2 Blackhawks. That's all they said is they blew up a lot of shit. Yeah, the fucking Lego movie, man. Yes, they're accurate and brilliantly funny because the Persians have a sense of humor. And they're happy right now because they're winning. But that's what I got. So we don't know. Like some stories is that one pilot got captured and one got rescued. One other story is that both pilots got rescued, and then another story is that both of the pilots and all the special forces and all the troops we sent there got blown up on the ground, and they're never coming home again. Yes, this is a myth. Yep. I totally agree. It's between a moron president and he actually is a total moron because, I mean, just look at what he's saying. Here's the thing, guys. I got scary news for you here. Trump, when he talks about how he's winning and he defeated Iran and he's blown up their Air Force and their Navy and their Girl Scouts and everything like that, and he's declaring victory and he's talking about how he's going to whoop some ass and stuff like that. Um, he believes this because Trump's not getting a briefing from top CIA analysts or anything like that, like military intelligence generals that work at the Pentagon for 20 years. And he's not getting briefed by those guys. What he's getting is 2-minute TikTok fucking videos of war porn put together by drunk ass coked out Pete Hegseth. That's the briefings Trump is getting, is fucking TikToks from the junkie crusader team running the Pentagon right now. Yeah. Well, they're both tough. I mean, Afghanistan's, are tough. And then Iranians are tough. That's what you're talking about. They got this American exceptionalism bullshit, not realizing that there's a lot of tough motherfuckers out there, and Americans are soft and it's easy to hurt an American's feelings. Like a couple year ago, the Iranians were putting out memes about stealing American soldiers' sunglasses in the desert because they would cry and commit suicide. Like really, the greater world, Afghans, Persians, and stuff don't see Americans as balls of steel, scary ass fighting forces like at all. And also, yes. No, I didn't have a stroke. I'm just high. Fucking A, dude. Not everything is a mental illness. It's like 8 p.m. here. I'm smoking my evening weed. after a hard day of reading the news. I read the news all day, and then I occasionally do these lives, and I talk through all the shit that I had to wade through on the global news on Twitter, on Telegram. I get my news exclusively from Telegram sources, a variety of sources, like individual dudes to big time independent journalists to mega corporate news channels that have journalists with camera crews all over the world and stuff. So a lot of opposing sources of different kinds. And then like it's Telegram. So you get these dudes that it's just like some random dude's channel. You go into like a chat for one of the big news thing, and then you're American and they're Russian and they like are talking shit to you, and then they like DM you because they want to like talk shit to you a little bit more. And then you find out like you're both cool and you can chat and stuff. And then so like I talk with a good handful of Russians and ethnic Russian people on Telegram, just bullshit, and right? But like I said, all kinds of sources, but nothing from America. Mostly Russian journalists and just random dudes on Telegram, you know, like that. But yeah, Trump believes it, and that means the bad news, guys, is sometime between now and Tuesday, Wednesday, who knows? Yeah, yeah, nice fat green one. Yeah, of course, Russia. They're buddies. They're battle buddies. Russia has a lot of battle buddies. It's like a band of battle buddies. It's Iran and North Korea and Russia, and then China to a lesser extent, because Russia and China are both global superpowers, and like they're currently cooperating and working together and collaborating, but they know sometime in the future they're probably going to have a little scuffle between themselves, when things have cooled down, and they can have a nice friendly like border fight, between Russia and China, but that's in the future, and they've put that all off for now because they're working together against America and the American empire. But yeah, it's Iran, North Korea, and Russia is the big three for this World War III stuff. And it's not about sending troops to help each other. It's like sharing manufacturing capacity, like with the Garand Shahid drones and artillery rounds coming out of North Korea, medium range missiles, ballistic missiles, hypersonic missiles. They all have factories and they all make these missiles together, and they're working together against us. And like Russia and China are using their military satellites to take pictures of the entire Middle East several times a day. And the Chinese government every single day posts satellite pictures, and the Russian government posts their satellite pictures to show us how much American shit got blown the fuck up in the past 24 hours. So it's funny because over here, our government just today totally censored all of our private satellite companies here, and anything under U.S. law, satellite companies have gag orders on them and are no longer allowed to publish any satellite images from the Middle East. So we are being censored by our government, and other people in China and Russia and Iran and North Korea, they're not being censored. Their governments are publishing all the pictures. So, well, I don't think he's senile yet, but he's definitely batshit motherfucking crazy. All right. He's like smoking fucking meth in the goddamn Oval Office and whatever the fuck. He's totally batshit goddamn crazy. And he was never that bright of a bulb anyways. So you're right. Maybe with some mental decline in his older age, he's just totally off his fucking rocker. He's getting briefed with TikTok videos, and he thinks he's winning. And our Congress is complicit. And I say they're complicit because it's goddamn been 36, 37 days of Trump bombing the shit out of Iran, randomly targeting, what, let's not even go into that. Yeah, it's it'll be over soon. I agree with the law of nature there. JD Vance is fucking cucked out, man. Like cucked out like Will Smith. JD Vance ain't gonna do shit. Yeah. They're feeding him limited shit. Exactly. But our Congress, our Constitution, our Congress holds certain sacred fucking official government power, and it's their duty to exercise that power when needed and such. And right now is the time when Congress and the Senate are supposed to be removing the president and Pete Hegseth and all of those insane clowns from office and possibly locking them up and putting them on trial. It's just, this is what the job of Congress is. And they're just sitting there doing nothing. Congress is just, we don't like what Trump's doing, but we're not going to stop him. So our Congress and Senate are a bunch of Epstein-owned bitches, because if they weren't, they would have removed Trump from office like 3 weeks ago. But no, here we are over a month of our military getting slaughtered. All of our bases are on fire and destroyed in the Middle East, like for real. They just evacuated a base out of Bahrain like the other day, and it's a shit show. Yeah, America always wanted to bomb Iran, and now they did, and now they're finding out what the fuck happens when you fuck the fuck up, And we're all going to be feeling it soon. So it doesn't matter, and Ukraine is winning. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you like what I'm saying or it doesn't matter if you believe what I'm saying even. It doesn't, because the damage is already done. The aluminum factories, the refineries or whatever, the steel mills, the fucking the oil infrastructure, the propane infrastructure. Yeah, exactly. Why it's a good question. I agree. All that stuff's already blown up. The sulfuric acid factories are blowing up. It's all blowing up. Yeah, Trump is FAFO'd. And so we have no fertilizers. We are banned from the Persian Gulf, which means we can't buy any, even if the factories were not blown up, America would still not be allowed to buy things like sulfuric acid and aluminum from the fucking Gulf states, because we're banned from there. And if our ships try to get anywhere near there, Iran's going to sink them. So we're banned. And the US dollar is banned from the Persian Gulf now. No US dollars allowed. Yeah. Yeah, some of you guys got it figured out. That's good to know that some of us Americans know what the fuck's actually happening to at least a certain degree, Yeah. I don't know if the Democrats can make enough bullshit for the crops we need to grow this year. But yeah, it's planting season, and Trump bombed our major fertilizer supplier of the world right in the beginning of planting season. And I'm not a side taker. I'm just calling the shit like it is. Like I'm the shot caller, I guess. I'm just calling strikes and balls, as Professor Herky Jerky would say. Y'all don't know about Professor Herky Jerky. We'll have to talk about them. I like they got their shit together and they're whooping ass, And but Iran, did you know there's no booze sales allowed in Iran? They don't have booze, they don't have weed, and they put you in jail and preach to you for multiple years if you got caught with drugs in Iran. They wouldn't kill you, but they would preach to you for years in prison, and they'd want you to convert to Islam and repent before they would let you out of prison and shit. And they would just preach morality at you for years until you gave in and became a Muslim before they would let you out of jail if you got caught with drugs in Iran. So I don't like that. You know, Iran women have more freedom than anybody in the West. They have a lot of freedom, and like the women in Iran are highly educated. So that means they're sexy. Smart girls are sexy, you know. So there's that, but they don't have drugs, and that's definitely a negative in my book. You know, it's just that's very extreme. They don't even have alcohol. But that's crazy. I guess they go on vacations to Russia when they want to drink, you know, or something like that. Anyways, that's what we know about what happened in Iran yesterday is that a lot of our shit got shot out of the sky and blown up on the ground. And a lot of our Air Force Special Forces people went there and they may or may not have made it home. That's that we don't know that part. I'm not bald. I shave my head. It's I am partially bald, which is why I shave my head. You know, just go. I have never had the Turkish gold sealed hash. I've heard stories though. Yeah, I guess the Turks have hash, huh? I don't know if it's legal there because they're Muslim too. Oh, you're bald. Cool. But I don't know. I was in. They got the Ghost of Tehran now. Yeah, they do have that for real. Palma bought them. Heroin's big everywhere, and I wish it wasn't. Heroin's a horrible drug. Don't do heroin. Guys, especially you guys out there, drink, smoke weed when you're in legal states, and the other stuff we just don't talk about. But stay away from the bad drugs like heroin because it makes your wiener soft. Okay. Huh? And then oxy is heroin. So you probably don't want to do oxy either because it's going to give you a soft wiener. All right. So that's bad drug. Don't do that. And stay away from meth. Meth is not even a drug. It's poison and it's burning holes into your brain. Literally. Like a little, yeah, just don't do it. All right. And it makes you a criminal too, because tweakers do crime and then they get scaly and scabby, like they live in ditches and stuff. And they get kicked around a lot and they probably smell like pee. So just stay away from the tweakers. Okay. Don't do that stuff, folks. But, I say drugs, I'm talking about the safe, legal drugs. Yeah, there's no poppy fields in Iran. Anyways, I did what I wanted. Thank you, everybody, for showing up and watching. Subscribe. If I got more subscribers, I would probably do more lives, but I have like 5 people that watch me regularly, so I only go on like maybe once or twice a month. But yeah, if I had a bigger audience, I'd definitely go live more often. So thank you all. Subscribe before you leave if you want to see crazy me talking about war shit. That's what I do. I talk about war shit and wherever the war happens to be. See you later.